Welcome. I am Narasimha Rao, working as a project manager at CDAC Hyderabad. I take care of the Information Security Education Awareness project, which is implemented by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, and spearheaded from the CDAC Hyderabad. Today's topic is email security. Now, what is this email security? Why we have to talk about this email security? Because as you know, the internet has created a lot of applications by which we are able to communicate with each other, and the most important application that we have is the email. So, through email we are able to communicate with all the people irrespective of the physical location of the recipient. Wherever he is or she is, we are able to communicate to him. So, in today's topic we are going to talk about what is this email, what are the different password policies that we have to follow, what are the advantages of this particular email, and what are the risks that are involved. And I would like to take up some case studies by which you will really understand how the threats are coming through email and the basic guidelines with respect to using the email safely. So, whenever we talk about email, email is called as the electronic email, electronic mail, where it is the most widely used services on the internet, and we can transmit a multimedia messages through this particular email. So, when I talk about multimedia, we are talking about a text form, a video form, it can be images, whatnot, anything can be attached. And whenever we want to communicate with any person, we require an email address, and this email address will be the identity of the recipient to whom we will be able to communicate with him. Many services on the internet, including the email services, are offered free of cost, and there are also some paid services. Why I am talking about free and paid? In free services we have some limited security features, but when we come to a paid services, we will always have an excellent secure features which will be very useful to us. And when we create a particular mail ID, we will always try to identify with whom or from which service provider we are able to create that particular email. And once this particular email is created, it will always ask for you to have a password for that. Now, most of the people, what they generally do is that they try to give some simple passwords, and once the simple passwords are given, it is possible for an attack. So, we have to have some very good password and also have some kind of a security questions that can be given by which your password and your email account is safe. And nowadays the providers are also giving you certain features like two-way authentication, So, one two-step authentication is that a code comes to your let us say your mobile, by which you will be able to enter that particular code and you will be able to access your email service. So, as I said, your email ID is your identity, and your password should be so secured that you will be safe online, because these days there are a lot of threats that are coming through email, and we have seen many cases where the email is getting hacked. So, when it comes to a password policy, basically we use a password to safeguard a particular individual email account, and whenever we try to protect this particular account, we should not share our password with anyone, and the password becomes a barrier by which the user's information is always accessed in on personal way, and you will not be able to lose that particular information. And basically when we talk about the advantages, advantages is very simple. We are talking about communication that can happen where we are able to send and receive the messages. We are able to use this particular email for our workplaces, from our home or anywhere, and nowadays we are talking about the mobile, where our smartphone is having the where we can configure this particular email client onto our mobile phone and also access that, and only thing that we require is to communicate is an email address. and this email also provides you for sending either an individual address or to multiple addresses or to anyone's, and there is also possibility that you can have configure an email client, right, which will help you to configure all your email IDs into one. Now let us look at what are the risks that are involved. The various different techniques basically which are used by hackers is to retrieve your personal information and passwords. So the risks can be categorized into spam mails, fake emails, lottery emails, phishing emails, and many more. So what do you mean by spam? Basically, when we look at our inbox of our email, we find that 95 to 99% of our email inbox is filled with spam, which is unwanted emails. Emails which are sent from different promoters, emails from unknown contacts, email from different people whom we do not know or connected with, never in our life. So the spam mail is part of it, and most of the email clients or the software also helps us in providing you certain secure security features by which you can filter them. And one basic feature is that once you are accessing your inbox, you can select that particular mail and just click that button called as spam, so that automatically will not be sent to your inbox, but it will be filtered down to your spam folder, which you have to replace it on a regular basis. Remove the content from that spam filter on regular basis. The second is the fake emails. There are certain tools which are available on the internet. These tools can be used for sending some fake emails. Now, this another big issue, because there are certain case studies I will just show you where the fake emails are used to loot the money. The other kind of risk is the lottery emails. Definitely everyone might have received at least one mail with respect to some X lottery or Y lottery, and most of them click those particular links and they get phished and they become victims. So lottery emails are also prevalent. Then we talk about phishing emails. The phishing emails are very interesting. Why they are interesting from the perspective of the security is that they always try to pretend as if somebody has sent it, and they will always prompt you to click those links by which it gets connected to the phishing website which a hacker has created. So there is lot of intelligence that is involved in this from the side of the hacker to make you as a victim, which has to be avoided, and also take some case studies for that. Basically what happens is, whenever you look at an email will be having some header, right? The header will be having lot of information with respect to who is the sender, who is the receiver, from which IP address it has come, what is the content of that particular email, does it have an attachment or not, and so on. But when it comes to the body is the compose email that you click, and you are going to fill up the data, fill up the text box with respect to what you want to communicate. So that becomes the body. Right. So this header has lot of information from the security point of view to verify whether the email is authentic or not. So fake emails can be created, phishing emails can be created looking that as if they are original. As you can see, this particular email has been sent from rbi.org, which may or may not be fake. Now, why I am saying may or may not be fake? There may be some communication which may come to you from RBI, but you have to verify what is the authenticated email ID from where they are going to send, and which I will also show you in my next presentation. So this is one case that we can consider, which has come in the newspaper, that the ONGC has lost nearly 100 crores, right, because of a fake email. This has come in the newspaper, where I am taking this as a case study to understand how that fake mail is created or done. So this ONGC in September has delivered some 36,000 tons of naphtha to the Saudi Arabia company called as Aramco, and the communication between these two companies, ONGC and the Saudi Arabia oil company, was through a email ID like patel_dv at ongc.co.in. So if you can look at the screen, we have two email IDs I have shown you here, patel_dv@ongc.co.in and patel_dv@ognc.co.in. Now, can you imagine which one is the right email ID? Since we are in India, we are able to understand that ongc.co.in is a company which is available, which is there in India, which we know, right? But any person outside India will not be able to exactly remember what that ONGC is. So, they have created a fake email ID called patel_dv@ognc.co.in. And how this particular scam has happened? The communication from patel_dv@ognc.co.in has gone to the Saudi Arabia oil company saying that this particular accounts are being compromised, and we are sending you a new set of accounts to which that particular transfer of money has to happen. And they have just transferred that particular money, right, without verifying the authenticity of that email, without verifying the calling the person who is in charge for getting the money transferred and to whom it has to be transferred. So, this is one simple example case study that we can take, that the fake emails are prevalent and we should be very, very cautious. And whenever we get some kind of a mails with respect to let us say with respect to the financial transactions, you should be very, very cautious. Call the other person and try to identify the authenticity of it and authenticity of the email, and then only the transfer has to happen. Now, another example that we can take is with respect to different emails that come through as if they are our friends. So, we should be very careful, because sometimes we are getting some kind of a mail saying that we are stuck up somewhere and we require certain money and we have lost everything, and please transfer the money of this much to so and so account, right. So, there are some kind of fake emails that are being sent, and we should be very, very cautious while we are responding to the emails as well as doing the financial transfer. And these days, as you know, the income tax department has created a kind of a process where any communication that happens with the customers will be done only through email. Now, once this has done, there are a lot of phishing emails which have been created by the hackers, because they know that the income tax department is going to communicate to the customers only through an official email ID. So, these people also started creating a fake email IDs, like you can see refund-tax@incometax.india.gov.in. So, these are some of the phishing emails, and I will tell you the process how it happens. So, this is an email that it comes to you, and here it says that we are giving back a refund of your income tax. So, there is a tax refund online form that you have to click, or the link, and once you click that, it goes to the fake website, a phishing website called as income tax department, where the look and feel will be almost the same as our income tax website. Look and feel will be the same, but the URL will be different. Then there is a tax refund form, and once you click the tax refund form, then they will ask you to fill up a form with certain fields. And you can see that this tax refund form, right, has all that information which is required, and everything is mandatory. You can see that star mark over here, it is mandatory. So, they just fill up the cardholder name, date of birth, mother name, address, town, state, postal code, phone number, bank account, card number, expiry date, CVV number, ATM pin, and fastest finger for submit. Please remember, whenever you are filling up out any forms anywhere, you should always be cautious. Stop, think why this form has to be filled up, why I have to fill up all these particular forms, and then you have to respond. So, here if you can just look over here, the tax refund form is having all the fields, including the card number, expiry date, CVV number of your debit card, and the ATM pin. If this income tax department wants to refund your money, they require only your bank name and bank account number. They don't require your ATM pin, they don't require your card number, expiry date, and CVV number. So, this is a simple information that you have to keep in mind, that whenever you are filling up your form, you have to stop, think, and then you have to respond why we have to fill up this form and send it. So, now the most important aspect is that how to identify whether it is an original website or fake website. So, basically when we are looking at an original website and fake website, you can see here, if any website starts with an IP address, right, to some extent, right, we can say that it is a fake website. Why I am talking about some extent is that there are certain services which are offered by the third party within the government also, which are still offering on IP addresses, certain services. So, I am saying that if 95% of the the URL is having an IP address, then 95% it can be considered as a fake website. And the second thing is, you have to check the official website with the proper spelling. Like you can see that incometaxindia.gov.in. So, we have the exact spelling spelled properly, so that you can verify it. And as I said, there should be a specific protocol called HTTP or HTTPS, which is a secured one, for that you can verify that whether it is a fake one or a original one. Now, there are also some phishing attacks that happen where they disguise the URL with a different ones. As you can see here, as you can see here, examples of phishing websites. The first one is gmail.com. Is it a gmail.com? If you properly observe, the L has been replaced with 1. Now, if the same link comes to you on your mobile, it will be very difficult for you to differentiate between L and 1. Next, if you look at the another example that we are talking about phishing website, ICICIbank.com, where the B is replaced with 6, and bankofindia.com, where O is replaced with 0, yahoo.com, where again an O is replaced with 0. So, there are different phishing websites which are created, where the look and feel and the URL will also be very similar, and sometimes the URL will be having an image which you cannot what you call differentiate between an image to a text one. So, it is always better we use certain services where you type your URL properly in the browser. Once you type your URL properly in the browser, then it will be very, very useful to us. Then, if you are finding any such kind of a phishing mails or a phishing, let us say, URLs, it is always suggested that you inform to the concerned authorities who can take action on them. And we have CERT, Computer Emergency Response Team in India, who takes care of such kind of phishing attacks, and you can inform them and send an email to incident@cert-in.org, where you can just send an email that we have found that so and so suspicious URLs have been found, and they are going to take some action on that, or they may block those particular URLs. So, when you look at the tips, try to avoid responding to emails received from the strangers, because in email, as I said, 95% of the spam and only 5% are the genuine emails that you get, but within that particular genuine emails you may also get some emails from the strangers. So, you should be very, very cautious to it, and don't click the links that you get through your email, because once you get a link, then automatically there is a possibility that once you click that link, it will be forwarding to a particular website which is a phishing website, and check the URL before you proceed further. So, as you can look at the screen, we have the email security tips that are there. As I said, the first thing is use strong and easy to remember passwords which can be linked to a passphrases where you can remember the password. Never send sensitive informations like passwords, credit card, debit cards to your email, and never click the web links that you receive through email. Then try to avoid forwarding the junk emails. Sorry, అక్కడ ఉంది చూడండి టీవీ పక్కన. Now, once you are receiving emails from strangers, there is a possibility that the chain mails may be there. Avoid forwarding any kind of a chain mails and check if any attachment is there, and while you are downloading the attachment, please see that you are doubtful. If you are never open any attachments, because those attachments may be having some double extensions which may be problem to you, and avoid filling up the forms through emails which may ask your personal information where there is a possibility of identity theft, and don't open or forward or reply the links and attachments on unsolicited emails. Now, through emails, there may be different online scams which may happen. You should be very, very careful to that. The first one that we have is with respect to the jobs. These days, the job offers are sent through emails, and you have to check the authenticity of those particular job offers that are offered, because those particular websites may be a fake one. So, always try to call the original company from where you have got that particular offer or job offer, and then try to find out whether it's authentic or not. And there may be a possibility of spoofed interviews that are conducted, so you should be very, very careful. So, other thing that we have is the lottery scams, the email scams, like discount scams which are there. You should be very, very careful when such email comes, and to be safe. So, these are some of the case studies that we can consider. So, in conclusion, coming to the email security, your ID, email ID is the identity for yourself, and the password is the security for your identity. And then never disclose any personal information through email, because there is a possibility of different kind of attacks that may happen. Thank you very much for listening to it. If you have any queries, we can definitely answer them through the discussion channels. Thank you.